My name is Leilani Thatcher, a tour guide at the Library of Lost Things. This is The Doorstep Project, Episode 10, Bark and Bite. This week, we have a submission from a listener, Benjamin Rizk. Thank you for your story. It'd been a few days after my mother had died, I think, when my dad brought me Mr. Barkington. I was 10, and Barkington was a puppy from a family friend. I don't remember who. He basically grew up with me. When I was 17, my dad got sick. I dropped out of school to work full-time, trying to pay his medical bills. I don't remember a lot from that time, but every night I'd come home to Barkington. He'd sit on the couch with me until I fell asleep. When my dad passed away, it was weird. I didn't actually tell anyone what had happened. We lived in a small apartment anyways, and without constant medical bills, I was able to just get enough money for rent. It was around that time Barkington started disappearing. At first, I didn't really notice, but even when I started to, I didn't really care. It was weird. I remember I wasn't ever worried, even when he went missing for a few days at a time. I figured if something happened to him, I'd know. Which doesn't make sense, I know. I just knew he'd be back eventually, and he always was. I think the first time I really noticed something was strange was on my day off. It was 2 a.m, and Barkington had been staring out the window for 5 hours. He was still there when I went to sleep, and when I woke up, he was missing. He appeared later that day, just staring out the window. Again, it was weird, and I was kind of concerned, but I couldn't do anything about it. He was still eating and sleeping normally, and when he wasn't doing that, he was always staring at the yard like his life depended on it. Again, it was weird, and I was kind of concerned, but I couldn't really do anything about it. He was still eating and sleeping normally, but when he wasn't doing that, he was always staring at the front yard like his life depended on it. I remember the day he barked. Barkington never barked. Even when someone was at the door, he would have been the worst guard dog ever. It was late at night, maybe 11. I had turned in already, and then I woke up to Barkington barking out the front window. I jumped out of bed and ran over, but there was nothing there. I opened the door, and Barkington ran out and down the street, barking loud enough to wake up the neighbors. I tried to call him back, but he just kept running. Somehow, this time, it felt final. This wasn't him running away, though. I know he didn't run away. He wasn't just leaving. It was more like he needed to leave. I can't really explain it. It was heartbreaking watching him leave. I still have his collars and leash by the door. A few weeks ago, my neighbor said she saw a man staring at my house. She said at first she thought it was me. Apparently he looked like me, but older. An older version of me. She threatened to call the police if he didn't leave me alone. I told her he was harmless. I don't know why. I don't know this man. I've never met him before, and I've never seen him. My neighbor said she'll call me if he showed up again, but so far it's been quiet. Maybe I trust my gut too much, but I don't feel like this random guy is a threat. If anything, I wouldn't be surprised if he was watching out for me. Thank you, Ben, for your story. It's a spooky, sweet little tale, and I love the name Mr. Barkington. I think it's adorable. This story is a fictional tale submitted to the Doorstep Project by Benjamin Rizk. The original story is posted on our website, familyfriendlypodcast.com, under the Attribution 4.0 International License. Thank you for your story. Thank you for listening to The Doorstep Project. This audio drama was created and produced by Family Friendly Podcasts. If you enjoyed the podcast, leave a rating and review on your podcast app of choice or share it with a friend. Leilani and the project will be back next week. Until then, write every day. One day your story could be in a museum. The Doorstep Project is produced by Family Friendly Podcasts. It was written, edited, and performed by AJ Barton. Sound effects for this podcast are provided by Zapsplat. Music used in this podcast includes Reawakening by Kevin MacLeod, licensed under the Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 license. You can learn more at his website, incompetech.com, or at creativecommons.org. Both music and sound effects have been changed and edited by AJ Barton. Links for websites, information, and contact can be found in the description of the episode. Would you like to submit your story or art to the Doorstep Project? You can find information for story submission at familyfriendlypodcast.com/The Doorstep Project. Information on CC by 4.0 licenses can be found at creativecommons.org.